All right. As you can see, my friends, a new setup, because today we're at Jonathan's crib, who is currently sitting behind the camera. And today is the third year of this interview series. So yeah, let's start. I'm a little bit nervous because this year Jonathan had to do the whole planning, which means also Jonathan decided the extra questions we're going to be asked today. So I'm excited, let's go.
Actually care about the friendship, that each party of the friendship actually cares about it, and that it's not one-sided.
Loyalty, that you're just supportive of each other and you're just able to have fun together and stick around when times get hard. Yeah, all the normal values you would like to have with people.
A lot of things, honestly, from the way that we met until the way that we stay in contact even now with our busy life, and the fact that we managed to stay friends even after school.
It's this bond that comes after years, and mostly we're much more than just best friends. We're school buddies, we're best friends, we're filmmakers together, and most of the time we act like an old grumpy grandparents that are married for way too long. The connection we have and the comedy we have together.
I've had a bit of a change with that, because I think over the last year I've come to see that Mel is a very determined person, and that I can't say her determination determines her, because that sounds weird, but it is her determination to say she's going to do things, and then she's actually really going to do those things, because not everybody does that.
Jonathan is defined by his character, and his character is defined by a lot. Creativity, loyalty.
Well, there are some that I cannot say on camera because Mel would kill me. Yeah, I guess that's my answer. I don't know. There's too many, and there's too many that I'm not allowed to tell you. I'm sorry.
It's like the funniest story obviously is the story, but I can't tell that online. It's, I have to think of another one. Funny story. Our phone calls are always legendary, because I'm always calling Jonathan and he never knows what's coming up.
Was on our first Dolomites trip when we wanted to go to the 3 peaks, and we couldn't because the road was closed because there was still snow there. So then we just decided to fuck it and take a chill day. And I just remember the awesome moment when we were sitting next to our camper van looking out at a scenic lake and having awesome breakfast. I love that.
Like one freaking moment, walking up the red carpet on our prom day as like the first pair, going into the room.
Exactly the same thing you said last year.
Yes, it's just stuck in my head. Come on, it was an amazing entrance.
Again, there's so many. Typically, generally comes up is Mel's mood swings in regards to her work. Because one day she'll call me and she's like, oh, work is so great at the moment, I love it, it's awesome, yeah. And then the next day she's like, oh, everything's fucked, I don't like working there, what the fuck? So that's always like a shot in the dark. It could have been the last day was awesome and she felt everything was awesome, and then the next day wasn't good, and then everything isn't good. So it's always kind of unpredictable how our evening calls will go, because sometimes they'll be great and sometimes they'll be, you know.
It's like Jonathan always calls me up and tells me about the purchases he has made. And those are mostly the most random things ever. And also the call where you called me. I sent Jonathan a snack package from Australia, and there were blue Takis in that. I did not know them, I did not even try them. And Jonathan video called me with like a blue mouth and literally dying because it's way too spicy for him. Perfect day would be sleeping in until 9 or 10 p.m. Having an amazing breakfast with like maybe my friends or something, a big chai latte, and then going out on an adventure, probably hiking, traveling, just going out there in nature, doing something, experiencing life.
That's really hard to say because I think I have two perfect days. One would be pretty much the same as Mel's, to have a great day with great people, like friends, go on an adventure, create some really cool videos. And the other would be the total opposite of that, which would be just a chill day at home. Preferably it rains outside and you just know you don't have to do anything all day. So there's two options. That was for two. I have to put the disclaimer there again for it depends on the gratitude of how much trouble we would get in for it. To a really high degree, yes, of course, I would lie for you.
Yes, we had a discussion about that, yes, last year. And still I'm sticking to my answer, yes, I would. Because you're in my inner circle and my inner circle's people have priorities.
I used to take pride in my creativity, but I don't think I'm a creative person anymore. I don't know, I just don't feel creative anymore. My ability to just keep going, even though usually things are pretty shit. So yeah, my ability to just keep going through it and hope that it's going to be better on the other side. I've not seen the other side yet, but I hope it will be very good.
Happiness, kindness, the vibe people get when they meet me.
A lot of things. I mean, the main thing everybody's gonna say to that question is, I miss being carefree and all of that kind of things. I think more specifically, I miss the fact that you just had no clue. You had no clue how anything worked and you just didn't care. The world just worked, everything was there every day, everybody was there, there was food, you had a nice life, you had activities planned, and you didn't have to give a shit about where that came from or how all of that worked. And as you grow older, you suddenly have to think about everything and you find out how certain things work, and it's a real hustle.
Not worrying about money.
That's again something I can't say on camera. Okay, now I will just simplify it and leave the rest that I actually want to say out. The funniest thing I ever heard this year was Mel calling me up and telling me she had a one-night stand in Australia. I'm not going to talk about the rest of that story, but that leads to the funny part.
All right. But in general, Jonathan and I have this weird thing going on with like calling the other with doing the most random tasks ever, because sometimes we're just random on a phone call, not really speaking, but like on this video call, and both of us doing their shit. I'm doing like creative stuff and he's doing laundry or something like that. So yeah.
Pretty much the same as last year, just don't care as much. Just do whatever you want to do. You're so young, you just don't really have to think about any consequences yet. You can just go out and start doing whatever you want to do, and you don't need to be all that caught up with the future yet.
Don't fucking care. Just don't care. Do you, do your thing, and believe in you and your way, and it eventually will work out.
Awesome!
My
Wait. First of all, I have fortune cookies. Here's your fortune. Let's see.
These will definitely not be extremely annoying in the mic. ASMR.
Stop
Okay,
it.
wait. We have to put the mic here. Just put it there. Yes. Awesome.
Awesome.
You know, I changed the whole layout of my room just for you.
Yes.
So be grateful.
I am grateful. I'm so grateful for you to be my best fucking friend. That's why I got you a fortune cookie.
Awesome.
How?
Uwe kan sin syn good. Ut gripchit ut kans. Le tue prospettive sono ottone affernale. Perfect. Thank you so much.
What does you say?
Your prospects are the best. Accepted. Oh, fuck yeah.
Mine says, trust in your abilities. Which is also fine. Yes, I take that.
These taste like paper. Okay. Is everybody out there ready? Oh, are you shy?
No, I'm eating you. Shit.
She's eating me. Okay, good.
No.
Good to know.
The fortune cookie.
Well, are you ready for the new questions?
I'm a little bit scared, to be honest, but yes. Hit me up.
They are insane. Okay. What do you want to tell yourself in 1 year, your future self?
Hopefully, I can congratulate myself for achieving most or like the goals I set myself to. I can say, so it was all worth it. Hopefully, I can say that I'm proud of myself and my progress. This year was like a crazy year of changes for me again, and I hope next year goes like that as well. Maybe not exactly like this year, but in the main reasons. For you?
The thing is, I just hope that I keep going, and I want to tell myself in a year that even if it still hasn't worked out, I should still keep going and try to do what I love. So that is, I think, that's my message.
How has your life changed in the last year?
My life hasn't changed all that much in the last year, I think. I think the main thing that has changed is my mindset, and there's just been a lot of growing up that has happened. So I think that's the main thing that has changed, is my outlook and my expectations for life and for the rest of life. Oh, she's eating again. We can't do this.
Fucking a lot. Like, in general, the last years were packed with changes and overall view every part of life. But especially this year, I think I say that every year, but especially this year was extremely crazy when it comes to changes. First of all, the way how I look, I had like this whole new sport era, gym girl thing going on, lost 16 kilograms, and just finally feel happy and in peace with my body, which is one of the first big goal things. Other one, just a lot of experience, lost some people again, gained some people again, just character development a lot, traveled a lot, which always changes people, I guess. My style changed a little bit, if you want to call it a style, because I do not. I'm hardcore believing that life is on my side and wants me to succeed, so yeah.
That was a fucking rant, my man. How would you like your life to change in the next year?
Next year, I want changes to happen and be like financial freedom and all that shit, like every teenager does in our generation. Just, I would like to build something up for me. I hate you sometimes, you know that.
I'm so sorry.
Anyways, just... You good?
Yes, now I am.
Yeah, I feel like shit anyways, it works out like that.
Now I can't see my own face anymore. Your feet are in my way. Okay, we've gotten quite entangled here. Anyway. How would I like my life to change in the next year? I would just say it pretty generally. I would like for it to keep getting better and move into the right direction, which is a direction I've been wanting my life to go in for the last few years. And I just hope I keep working towards that goal and I keep moving into that direction over the next year.
What I also want to say, what I wish for me and Jonathan actually for the next year is spending more time together. What's the biggest thing in the news right now? That's an amazing question.
Bit of a time capsule. Under the week, I tend to typically get up and then listen to the morning news on FM4 radio. So, and I've extensively heard this over the past couple months. It's always all about the war that's currently going on with Israel and Palestine, I don't know. So that is typically the only thing in the news. Maybe there's a little bit of another story, but the news are just really boring because it's always the same thing. What?
I remember something from the news.
What?
In Paris are everywhere bed bugs.
Oh yeah, but that's already old news again. Anyway, I just thought this question would be interesting because it changes so much the focus that people have on it. Also, another thing that was not in the news recently but should have been is that the European Central Bank has officially announced that they will be moving to a digital euro within the next 5 years.
Shit.
Did you know that?
I always knew it was creeping up and people are not paying with cash anymore, which is shit. But well, we will see how this evolves. You will see through these interviews because they will go on forever.
Yeah, that's a major concern at the moment. Anyway, they just announced it and it wasn't in the news anywhere, so I thought you should know it. How did we meet?
How did we meet?
Yeah. Love of your life.
The bromance of my life.
You can call it bromance, I'm gonna call it love.
Yeah, it's love between friends.
What?
Okay, long story short, we met in school and then I remember we were always like quite good, but not really close, not really friends or anything else. And I think there was this one determined summer where it was nearly the end of summer break and I randomly called Jonathan up and he was working at a filmmaking company in Vienna at the moment and was like down to earth, let's say. It was like quite an experience, not my tea to tell. And we really connected over that call. That was like that one bounding moment, I would say, where we both were like, yeah, nobody else cared. That's the thing we talked about before. Nobody else cared to just ring the other one up, like from our classmates. Somehow then we had the talk and we were like, yeah, we're going to rock this year together. And then when really the cut happened from like schoolmates to best friends up till now, I don't really know. We kind of started doing shit. Then we had like the summer of 2021 should be like the high peak.
2021.
2021. Jonathan is always going to hit on me about that one time I misspoke.
2021. My point of view on that story is that I'm stupid for putting this question in there because we have answered it in literally every single video and it just won't change. It's always the same story. So I think you summed it up pretty nice.
Thank you.
What is the greatest adventure we have had together?
Like when it comes to travel-wise, it's probably going to be Dolomites 1. When it comes to like in general, when you can call it like the whole school experience was an adventure. Every weekend trip was an adventure, but I know what we're going to tell you next year. New York, because we're flying to freaking New York. Something it's not really an adventure, but I want to recommend to you guys to do as best friends. Look up an old childhood movie and drink a sip of wine every time you cringe or just have to laugh. It's going to be a fun night, believe me. We watched Die wilden Kerle.
I mean, in terms of an adventure, something that was challenging and that we've never done before and that was really overwhelming because there was so much happening. I would still have to say our first Dolomites trip.
It's always the Dolomites. If we talk about that shit so much.
I think, as you said, it may change next year because of New York. But for now, it has to stay Dolomites because it was just such an awesome experience. And I really think you can call it an adventure because we really had no plan what we were going to do or how we were going to do it. And we just went and we did it. So, yeah.
We did not quite well prepare for that, no?
No, we didn't. That was the last question. Yeah, I think that about sums it up.
Yeah. I just want to say, like, right now at the moment, because I think, like, at the beginning of your 20s, that's mostly the time where you start to lose childhood, school, best friends, because, you know, changes of life. And I heard this amazing quote. Here I come with a quote again. You're going to be surprised how easy it is to lose people in your life. So if you want to keep someone, you better do something about it. And that's like the thing we did with our daily calls.
If you want to keep someone like Mel, then you just force them to do a video every year. But it's fine. I'm doing this on my own free will, so don't worry. I just had to say that. I'm sorry.
I know. No, just in general, if you want to keep people and just you're thankful for them, just show it more often, I would say. I'm always surprised how surprised and crazy it is for people to get like compliments or all that shit or just real bonds, which is not a real thing in our generation sometimes, which I think is sad. So tell your people that you love them, just do something about it. Jonathan, just for a fact, Jonathan was at the beginning.
Please don't say Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Please don't say it like that. Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Not Jonathan. Sorry.
Jonathan
Yes.
was...
Johnny. Just say Johnny. For
Johnny.
Johnny.
Johnny. He was a little bit annoyed at first of our daily calls.
Yeah.
That I started, like, when I drove home from work, because I work at the next city, which means I have to drive 20 minutes to work and from work every day. And it became a habit to call Jonathan when I'm driving home. And he was annoyed at first, but after like months going by and me still doing that, I suddenly stopped because I had something to do. And I received this little text which made me so happy, which was like, where was your call? I was waiting. Like, what's going on? It's like always, Jonathan has always the thing that he's annoyed of me. And then there every few months is like this little message of like, yeah, you know, I enjoyed it. I like you, thank you.
I like you, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. That's what she said. That's awesome. Yes. Give this video a thumbs up if you like Mellis Town, because Mellis Town is an awesome town. And there's the best videos here ever, especially because it's shot with my camera right now, so it's even better than usually.
Better quality, yes.
But yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and I think you get to say the final word to the audience.
I'm going to say the annoying shit I'm always saying when I say goodbye in real life, which is on German. So my sister always told it and I adapted it. Habe die Ehre, die Wale Gefäße Champs und immer locker im Zucker.
Okay.